Hi guys, good day, it's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class is all about solving problems involving literal equations. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So I will give you 7 examples class for you to really understand this one. Let's start class with example number 1. The perimeter of a square picture frame is 48 centimeters. Find the length of a side of the picture frame. So once again class, if you're dealing with problem solving, the first thing that you need to do is you need to understand the problem. Now, once you understand the problem class, you write down the given for you to be guided. So we have given perimeter of a square. So perimeter of a square, that would be 48 centimeter. So perimeter of a square, that would be 48 centimeter. And then we're told to find the side. Now, to find the side class, we need to use the perimeter of a square formula. And to find the perimeter of a square, the formula, that would be perimeter of a square, is equals to 4s, 4 times the side. Now, since we have given perimeter of a square, that would be 48 centimeter, we just simply substitute 48 centimeter in this given perimeter. Once again, class, do not be confused, class. We have given perimeter of a square, that would be 48 centimeters. Therefore, we just simply substitute the perimeter of a square, that would be 48 centimeters, to find the side. So simply substitute 48 centimeters. So 48 centimeters. Sir, where did you get this 48 centimeters? It is given, class. We have given perimeter of a square, that will be 48 centimeters. So simply substitute 48 in this given perimeter. So 48 centimeter equals 4s. 4 times the side. So therefore, to find the side, we can just simply apply division property of equality. We can just simply divide both sides by 4 so that you can cancel this out. And the remaining expression will be only side. So apply division property of equality. Divide both sides by 4 so that you can cancel this out. And the remaining expression will be only s, will be only the side. Alright, and then 48 centimeters divided by 4. What's the answer, class? That's correct. That would be 12 centimeters. So 48 divided by 4, that's 12. Simply copy centimeters equals copy s. That's it, class. That's the answer with regards to example number 1. So the side measures 12 centimeters. So side is equals to 12 centimeters. Once again, class, this is just the same, class. We call this one symmetric property. 12 centimeter equals s is just the same with s equals 12 centimeter. So therefore, each side measures 12 centimeters. All set, class, for example number 1. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 2. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 2. The perimeter of a rectangular swimming pool is 58 meters. Its length is 13 meters. Find the width of the swimming pool. So once again, class, let's write down the given for us to be guided. So we have given perimeter of a rectangular swimming pool. So perimeter of rectangle is equal to 58 meters. And then we have given length, that would be 13 meters. So length is 13 meters. So length, that would be 13 meters. Now to find the perimeter of a rectangle, class, the formula, that would be perimeter of rectangle is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So 2L plus 2W. Now, since we have given perimeter of a rectangle, we can just simply substitute this one plus in this given perimeter. Once again, class, we have given perimeter of a rectangular swimming pool, that is 58 meters. So therefore, we just simply substitute the value of the perimeter of rectangle in this given formula. So perimeter of rectangle, that would be 58 meters. So 58 meters equals, so if you have 2L, it means 2 times the length. So our length, we have 13 meters. So this will be 2 times 13 meters. And then simply copy this one because we don't have the value of the width. We're told to find the width. So copy this one plus 2W. Alright, and then simply multiply this one. So copy first, 58 meters equals 2 times 13 meters. What's the answer, class? That's correct. That would be 26 meters. So 2 times 13, that would be 26. Simply copy meters plus 2W. So this will be 58 meters equals 26 meters plus 2W. Now to find the value of the width, class, we can apply subtraction property of equality. We can subtract both sides by 26 meters so that you can cancel this out. And the remaining expression will be only 2W. Or you can just simply transpose this one, 26 from right to left. You can transpose this one. Now, once you transfer from this equal sign, you change the sign. So this will be 58 meters minus 26 meters equals to W. So once you transfer from this equal sign, you change the sign. This is positive 26 meters. It will be negative 26 meters. So you can do this one, class, or we can apply subtraction property of equality. We can subtract both sides by 26 meters so that we can cancel this out. So this will be 58 meters minus 26 meters equals 26 meters minus 26 meters plus 2W. We can subtract both sides by 26 meters so that you can cancel this out. And the remaining expression will be only 2W. And we apply subtraction property of equality. So this will be 58 meters minus 26 meters. What's the answer, class? That's correct. That would be 32. Simply copy meters. Meters equals 2W. So you will have the same answer, class, a while ago. Once you transfer this 26 from right to left, you will have the same answer because 58 minus 26, that would be 32 meters. And then to get the value of the W, to get the value of the width, we can just simply apply division property of equality. We can divide both sides by 2. Divide both sides by 2 so that you can cancel this out. And the remaining expression will be only W. And then 32 divided by 2, that would be 16. Simply copy meters. So therefore, class, the width, that would be 16 meters. Or you can write this one, W equals 16 meters. That's it, class. All set with regards to example number 2. The width is equals to 16 meters. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 3. Alright, so let's work on example number 3. Find the diameter of a coin if the circumference is 22 centimeters. Use pi equals 3.14. So once again, we have given circumference is 22 centimeters. So circumference, that would be 22 centimeters. And then we have given pi, that would be 3.14. So pi equals 3.14. Now to find the circumference of a circle, class, the formula, that would be pi times the diameter. So to find the circumference of a circle, the formula, that would be pi times the diameter. Now, since we have given circumference, that would be 22 centimeters, simply substitute 22 centimeters in this given circumference. So, circumference, we have given 22 centimeters. So, 22 centimeters equals, we have given pi, that would be 3.14. So, pi is equal to 3.14 multiplied by the diameter. So, if you have pi d, it means pi times diameter. So, times diameter. So, therefore, class, to get the value of the diameter, we can just simply apply division property of equality. We can just simply divide both sides by 3.14. Divide both sides by 3.14 so that you can cancel this out. And the remaining expression will be only d. So, simply use your calculator. Okay, let's use our calculator. So, this will be 22 divide 3.14, and the answer, we have 7.0063. So 7.006. So this will be 22 centimeters divided by 3.14. The answer is 7.006. Do not forget the units. Centimeters equals d. So therefore, the diameter, that will be 7.006 centimeters equals d. So it's near 7. So once again, it's near 7. So therefore, our answer, that would be, you can write this one, class, 7.0. After 0, that would be 6. Once again, class, after 0, that is 6. Therefore, we need to round up. You can write this one, if you have two decimal numbers, if the teacher will ask you to have two decimal numbers, so you can write this one, 7.01. Once again, class, if the teacher wants to have two decimal numbers, after 0, that is 6. Therefore, this will be 7.01. You need to round up. This 0 becomes 1. So, 7.01. And then, do not forget the unit. Centimeters equals d. So, this will be your answer, class. But actually, class, it's near 7. So, 7.01 is actually near 7. So, you can have 7 centimeters, class. That's okay, class. 7 centimeters equals d. So diameter is equals to 7 centimeters. That's it, class. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 3. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 4. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 4. Two sides of a triangle have lengths of 6 decimeters and 9 decimeters. The perimeter is 23 decimeters. Find the length of the third side of the triangle. Now, to find the perimeter of the triangle, class, the formula that would be perimeter of triangle is equal to A plus B plus C. You just simply add the three sides. Now, since we have given two sides, there would be 6 and 9. So, we can write our given. So, our given, we have our A, there would be 6 decimeters. So, A is equals to 6 decimeters. And then our B, we have 9 decimeters. And then we have also given perimeter. So, perimeter, that would be 23 decimeters. And then we're looking for the third side. Therefore, we're looking for C. If we have the illustration, class, if we draw this one, okay, this is our triangle. So, this is 6. This is our A. That would be 6 decimeters. And then this will be our B. That would be 9 decimeters. So, B is equals to 9 decimeters. And then we're looking for C. So, this is C. We don't have the value of C. So, this will be our illustration. We're looking for C. So, to find C, we can use this formula. Perimeter of triangle is equal to A plus B plus C. So, simply substitute, class, the value of perimeter. That would be 23 decimeters. We have given perimeter. That would be 23 decimeters. So, this is 23 decimeters equals our A. That would be 6 decimeters. Plus our B. That would be 9 decimeters. And then plus C. And then we can combine this one, class. Combine like terms. So, this will be 23 decimeters equals 6 plus 9. That would be 15. Simply copy the units. Decimeters. Plus C. So, therefore, to get the value of C, we can subtract both sides by 15 so that you can cancel this out. And the remaining expression will be only C. Once again, class, we can subtract both sides by 15 so that you can cancel this out. And the remaining expression will be only C. Or other way, other solution, you can just simply transpose this one. Transfer 15 from right to left. Transfer this one. Now, once you transfer an expression from this equal sign, you change the sign. So, this will be the case. 23 decimeters minus 15 decimeters equals C. So, once you transfer 15 from this equal sign, you change the sign. So, you will have the same answer anyways, class. So, let's have subtraction property of equality. Let's master, class, the properties of equality. We can subtract both sides by 15 so that we can cancel this out. And the remaining expression will be only C. So, this will be the case. 23 decimeters minus 15 decimeters equals 15 decimeters minus, we don't have enough space, class. So, let me just erase this one. I hope, class, you understand with regards to the illustration. So, this will be the case. You subtract both sides by 15 decimeters. So, this will be 23 decimeters minus 15 decimeters equals 15 decimeters minus 15 decimeters plus C. Now, you'll be asking questions, sir, why do we need to subtract both sides by 15 decimeters? So that, class, you can cancel this out. And the remaining expression will be only C. And we apply subtraction property of equality. You need to master, class, the properties of equality. And then simply subtract this one. 23 minus 15, that would be 8. Simply copy the units, decimeters equals C. That's it, class. That's the answer with regards to example number 4. C is equals to 8 decimeters. And that would be our third side. All set, class, for example number 4. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 5. Alright, so let's work on example number 5. The area of a rectangular lot is 63 square meters. The width of the lot measures 7 meters. Find its length. So we have given area of rectangular lot. So area of rectangle is equal to 63 square meters. And then we have given width of the lot, that would be 7 meters. So width is equals to 7 meters. Now, to find the area of rectangle, class, the formula, that would be area of rectangle is equal to length times the width. So once again, that would be length times the width. Now, if we draw this one, if we have our illustration, so this is our rectangle. We have given area. So the area of rectangle, we have given this one. That would be 63 square meters. So this is 63 square meters. And then we have given width, this one right here. Our width, we have 7 meters. So we have given area. So once again, area is the amount of space inside this figure, inside this plane figure. We have 63 square meters. This is our area, class. This one right here inside. And then we have given width, that would be 7 meters. And then we're told to find the length. So we don't have this one, class, the length. So we don't have this one. We're told to find this one, the length. Now, while you find the length, so to find the length, we can apply this formula. That would be area of rectangle, that would be length times the width. So area of rectangle is equal to length times the width. So we have given area, that would be 63 square meters. So simply substitute the value of area. So once again, class, we have given area, that would be 63 square meters. So our area, that would be 63 square meters. Once again, class, simply substitute the value of the area. That would be 63 square meters. You align this one, class, in the given area. So 63 square meters equals, we don't have the value of the length, so simply copy L. And then our width, we have given width, that would be 7 meters. So L times 7 meters. So this will be 63 square meters equals length times 7 meters. This will be 7 meters times the length. And then to get the value of the length, we can just simply apply division property of equality. So DPE, division property of equality, we can just simply divide both sides by 7 meters. Divide both sides by 7 meters so that we can cancel this out. Okay, cancel this out, and the remaining expression will be only the length. So therefore, this is length. We cancel 7, so the remaining expression will be only length. And then 63 divided by 7, that is 9. And then meters squared divided by meters, that would be meters. Simply subtract the exponent, class. Once again, class, meters squared divide meters. If they have the same base, same m, simply copy m, simply copy the base, and then subtract the exponent, class. Understood that there's 1 here. Once again, class, for any variable, understood that there is an exponent of 1. There's 1 here, class. So simply subtract the exponent. So copy m, and then subtract the exponent, 2 minus 1. Of course, 2 minus 1, that would be 1. So this will be meters, m raised to the power of 1. Now, m raised to the power of 1, you can just simply write m. Understood that there's 1 here. Okay, so once again, class, do not be confused, class. Meters squared divided by meters, we can just simply subtract the exponent and then simply copy the base. Copy m, and then subtract the exponent, 2 minus 1. Understood that there's 1 here. So 2 minus 1, that would be 1. So we can put 1 there, that's okay. Or we can just erase 1. Understood that there's 1 here. So therefore, our length, that would be 9 meters. So once again, class, you can write this one, length. Okay, once again, you can write this one. Length is equals to 9 meters. This is just the same, class. Once again, class, this is just the same. We call this one symmetric property. Alright, so that's it, class. All set with regards to example number 5. So let's proceed now to example number 6. Once again, class, I will give you 7 examples for you to really understand this one, class. Let's have example number 6, class. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 6 together with example number 7. So we have given degree Fahrenheit formula. That will be degree Fahrenheit is equal to degree Celsius multiplied by 9 over 5 plus 32. And then question number 6, convert degree Fahrenheit to degree Celsius. So using this formula, class, we need to have formula transformation. We need to find the formula of degree Celsius. We need to convert degree Fahrenheit to degree Celsius. And then question number 7, if degree Fahrenheit is equal to 98.6, what is its equivalent temperature in degree Celsius? Alright, so let's start with number 6, convert degree Fahrenheit to degree Celsius. So we need to have formula transformation. So degree Fahrenheit is equal to degree Celsius multiplied by 9 over 5 plus 32. So first thing to do, class, we can subtract both sides by 32 so that we can cancel this out, and the remaining expression will be only this one. So once again, class, we can subtract both sides by 32. So this will be the case. Degree Fahrenheit minus 32 equals degree Celsius multiplied by 9 over 5 plus 32 minus 32. We apply subtraction property of equality. Now you'll be asking questions, sir, why do we need to subtract both sides by 32? So that less you can cancel this out. Okay, we can cancel this out. And the remaining expression will be only degree Celsius multiplied by 9 over 5. Okay, once again, we subtract both sides by 32. So that less we can cancel 32. And the remaining expression will be only this one. So copy this one. Degree Fahrenheit minus 32 equals degree Celsius multiplied by 9 over 5. Alright, and then last step, class, to find degree Celsius, we can just simply multiply both sides by 5 over 9. Multiply both sides by 5 over 9, and then you can just simply cancel this out, and you will have degree Celsius formula. Now, you'll be asking questions, sir, why do we need to multiply both sides by 5 over 9? So that less you can cancel this out, because 9 over 5 multiplied by 5 over 9, we can just simply cancel this out. Because if you multiply the numerators, 9 times 5, that would be 45. 5 times 9, that would be 45. 45 divided by 45, that would be equal to 1. So therefore, class, we can just simply cancel this out because this is 1. Okay, once again, this is 1. 9 times 5, that's 45. Multiply the denominators, 5 times 9, that would be 45. 45 divided by 45, that would be equal to 1. Okay, that would be equal to 1. So that's why, class, we need to multiply both sides by 5 over 9 so that we can cancel this out. So therefore, the formula in finding degree Celsius, that would be 5 over 9 multiplied by degree Fahrenheit minus 32. And that would be the formula of degree Celsius. That's it, class. That's the answer with regards to example number 6. Okay, this is the answer, class, with regards to example number 6. So we can write this one. The formula, that would be degree Celsius is equal to 5 over 9 multiplied by degree Fahrenheit minus 32. This is the answer, class, with regards to example number 6. Alright, so we can erase this one. Let's proceed to example number 7. So let me just erase this one, class. So once again, class, this is our formula, class, in finding degree Celsius. There will be 5 over 9 multiplied by degree Fahrenheit minus 32. Open and close parentheses, degree Fahrenheit minus 32. Alright, so let me just erase this one, class, since we don't have enough space. Once again, class, we apply subtraction property of equality in this one. And then in this one, we apply multiplication property of equality. Alright, so let me just erase this one, class, because we don't have enough space. Let's answer, class, example number 7. Alright, and then for number 7, if degree Fahrenheit is equal to 98.6, what is its equivalent temperature in degrees Celsius? So we already have the formula of degrees Celsius, so we'll be using this one to find the degrees Celsius. So degree Celsius equals 5 over 9, open parentheses, degree Fahrenheit minus 32, close parentheses. So degree Celsius equals, copy this one, 5 over 9. So simply substitute this one, class. We have given degree Fahrenheit, that would be 98.6. Simply substitute this one with regards to degree Fahrenheit. So once again, degree Fahrenheit given 98.6, copy, minus 32, close parentheses. So this will be degree Celsius equals 5 over 9. And then subtract this one, class. Once again, subtract this one. So 98, use your calculator, 98.6 minus 32. So once again, 98.6 minus 32. The answer is 66.6. Once again, class, you always double check your answer, class. 98.6. So is this 98.6? Yep, 98.6 minus 32. That's correct. That will be 66.6. Alright, and then simply multiply this one. 5 times 66.6 divided by 9. Once again, class, understood that there's 1 here. We can multiply this one. 5 times 66.6 divide 9 because 9 times 1, that's still 9. Once again, class, 9 times 1, multiply the denominators. 9 times 1, that's still 9. Or we can multiply the numerators, class, that's okay. So degrees Celsius equals, multiply the numerators, 5 times 66.6. The answer, that would be 333. And then multiply the denominators. Once again, class, for any number, understood that there's 1 for the denominator. You can put 1 there, that's okay. Okay, once again, class, 66.6, you can put over 1 there, that's okay. For any number, class, understood that there is a denominator of 1. So 5 times 66.6, so 5 times 66.6. The answer is 333. And then multiply the denominators, 9 times 1, that would be 9. And then simply divide 333, divide 9. The answer is 37. So therefore, degrees Celsius is equals to 37. That's it, class. That's the answer with regards to example number 7. All set. So therefore, 98.6 in degrees Celsius equivalent, that would be 37. All set, class. All set for example number 7. So once again, class, I hope you learned something new today. If you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share it to your friends and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Once again, this is Teacher MJ. Have a great day, class. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.